If God has given us not a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and self-control, how come Christians sometimes get depressed? First of all, it is a biblical reality that multiple people in the Bible were depressed. Job, of course, Jonah, of course, Elijah, Jeremiah. The whole book of Lamentation could be seen as a diagnosis for depression. There's a deep sadness going on. Moses had phases of being downcast. David, multiple seasons of his own, out of his own sin, was mourning for weeks and days. And Jesus himself says of himself, I am overcome with sorrow to the point of death. Now, obviously, these are not medical diagnoses because that was not a thing. Depression was not a word of that time, but people experienced it in the Bible. Here's the message. God worked with all those people individually. The way he brought Elijah out was not the way he brought Job out. He brings Elijah out by restoring his physical side. First of all, he feeds him, he gives him sleep, lets him drink. He treats him with cake and wine, basically, and then brings movement into his body. And that's the way he restores him until he meets him with a small whisper. The way he treats Job is completely different. It's silence, 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 and then suddenly God shows up in a storm. It's completely different. Meaning God knows. God knows. The lie of depression is that nobody knows. Nobody knows. Well, maybe nobody human knows. Nobody can relate. Maybe I'll let you have that. But God does. He knows. His Psalm 139 says, the night is as clear as day. Even if I make my bed in Sheol, basically in the place of death, you are there. You see me. You know me. That's how intimately God knows us, and he understands the way to treat us. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivers them out of them all, says the Bible. And that's the message. God knows. Now, the second lie people have in depression is that not just nobody knows, but like nobody is with me. I'm all alone, which is such a paradox. Around 9.8% in Switzerland right now are suffering from depression. So that means there's multiple people who are suffering right now, and they have the same symptoms. They have the same experience as you do. So you're not alone, just statistically. However, obviously that does not help. The point of being alone is that sometimes you can be around hundreds of people and still feel alone with everybody. God is the God who meets you. The message of Christmas is God came to us. He's God Emmanuel, God with us. He himself became a man of sorrows so that he would not just know, but empathize with all our weaknesses. Last message is that the lie that people have in depression is that this is going to go on forever. That's not true. Darkness is never forever. Darkness will be overcome by light. And I've seen it time and time again in my in friendships and relationships that I have when people went through dark phases or depressed phases. Darkness can be overcome, and it will by the power of Jesus. And in John 1, 3 or 4, it says, that life was the light of man. And that light shines in the darkness, and darkness has not overcome it. Light always wins. And, Jesus is not just one dim little, a candlelight that can be blown out by any wind. He is the sun of righteousness that is dawning on your horizon, and he's going to blow away all clouds of darkness in Jesus' name. I'm praying for you right now, if you're suffering from depression, that the Lord would meet you where you are, because he knows you how you are, knows what you need, and he can bring you out in Jesus' name. If you are a person who is working or walking with somebody in depression, let yourself be guided by the Lord, because nobody knows the people like he does. God bless you. God is with you, and he has your best interest. His promise is that you would have life and life in abundance. In Jesus' name. God bless you guys. Have a wonderful week.